There we go. Thank you, Windows. Hello. What a good start. Yes, King Vader turned up. Wonderful. He wanted to wish us well. Hello, everybody. How are we doing? My chair's too low. We all well? We all good? On this, the Tuesdayest of Tuesday mornings? Evenings. Words? Anyway. Hi, Christy. It's Tuesday today. Hooray. Don't worry about messing up yesterday. I do that all the time. Get ready for a stream only to find out it's not a stream day. Hype! Oh, hype! More hype! Exploding train hype. That's an appropriate one. Probably. Although, look, it's King Vader again. Wonderful. It's very keen on wishing us well. I swear, there are only 2 King Vader facts in there. Out of about 40. Long time no honk. Hey, Goosenberg, how you doing? Long time no honk indeed. Yeah, welcome. I think King Vader's trying to give you a sign. No, we leave the lewd drawings of the characters till later. Gotta get at least halfway through before that happens. Also, apparently my voice is groggy today. What a good start. That bodes well. So, hello, how are we all doing? Welcome to the new draw through. So for those of you who didn't catch last time, this is... Oh, hello, Frame Man. You've joined us as well, have you? It's been a while. Yeah, so those of you who didn't catch the last one of these, the basic idea of this is... Well, here's the basic idea of it. It is... there. Also, I made an overlay this morning. Actually, you're not in the party, are you? Go away. Oh, I was testing stuff out. There we go. Hello! Ah, so many goose emotes. Marvellous. Honk indeed. Alright, no lewd drawings till later. I'm sure there will be train dad drawings. Yeah. So this is the slightly complicated look at what's coming up. So yeah, quick recap. I, after spending far too much time studying the plot structures of old Final Fantasy games, in analysing their statistical significance, I found that there was no statistical significance, and as a consequence, came to the realisation that the plot could just be described as a random series of events. So I had a computer generate a random series of events, I turned them into symbols, covered them up, and now we're going to try and write a story that follows them. So this is a randomly generated plot, made up of 16 symbols, and we're going to try and write a story. We've already gone over some ideas that we hope will be in the story as we go. For example, we have our witch nurse character and their frog familiar. Let's pop over to the things that we did. These are doodles we did last time. They're the main character, helping people out, doing good things. Nice to have a story like this, have an actual, a female lead who isn't just, damsel in distress, needs to be rescued by another male character or whatever. There'll definitely be trained as drawings regardless or if they show up in the story. Yeah, that's the thing, we don't... The symbol that you see on the left, that is we meet a new character or multiple new characters. That is the first symbol of the game, and that's the only time we can meet new characters. So we're going to be a little bit sparing with these things. So you're going to broom bonk any such thoughts. Exactly, yes. She uses a broom as a defense mechanism. She's not actually a witch. Witches don't exist in this world. She just happens to have a pointy hat that's now floppy, and a broom for self-defense purposes. There's also a stoker who presumably is going to be on a train that we are presumably going to be getting to. There's my bad attempt at drawing a train. I didn't do any better in my spare time. Also Kajiro, who's a knife seller, who will probably not be that useful, what with our characters using brooms and shovels. I also need to move the chat. Let me do that so that you can actually be read. Put you over there. Yeah, you got your own corner. Lovely. If train dads don't show up, you're just keeping them for yourself. Who knows? We'll see. I'm sure there'll be plenty of side quests and other stories that we can interweave into this narrative. So yeah. Today we begin. Also, as ever, shout outs to the as ever excellent Adrian von Ziegler for the background music. Again, I think !Adrian will take you to their stuff because they deserve it and they're good and they let people use their music on platforms like Twitch or YouTube for free, which is nice. Yeah. You know, sometimes you gotta stab. Yeah. How do you always keep breaking this? It might just be there, lowercase a. There we go. That should be case insensitive. Okay, I'll make a note of fixing that because that seems silly. There we go. Yeah, right. So, how do we begin this? I don't know how we begin this. So, presumably, well, the first symbol, so if we go back to our thing, there are only 2 of these symbols are fixed. That's the first one, which is we meet a new character, and the last one, down over here, which is end cutscene. That's it. That's all I know. I happen to know that the first symbols of these columns are probably, not definitely, probably, we go to a new location, a new nice location or a new bad location. I also happen to know that the second one in the first column is probably one of those 2. And that's about it. Because each of the columns represents a different location that we go to. Maybe one we've been to before, maybe a new one. We'll find out. They're always case sensitive no matter what you seem to do. It's, I don't know. Technology. It's just beyond me. And yet I make it. So I guess we've already done the first symbol, which is meet our protagonist being this character. Before we go any further, we should probably name them. What is the name of this character? Here's our character. I think the story we came up with is they are a traveling nurse. They're going around helping people. Pointy hats in this world signify people who can help, like nurses and such. They've been traveling for a while, so their hats all soggy. But you know, poke it up with a broom, he'll be fine. If thought more locations, didn't write them down, got caught up in the Magma City stuff. We've got... I have no idea how long this is going to last. You've probably got plenty of time. There are 25 columns in this thing, so even if we do a column a week, it's still half a year. Yeah, so what's this character's name? Also, what's the frog's name? Everyone has a familiar. This character has a frog. Came up with a nice name that you cannot remember, so how about Amnesia? So many JRPG protagonists can be called Amnesia. Christy came up with Maddie. Maddie's not a terrible name. Is it Maddie? Maddie with a Y or an I? Maddie with an E. Dark came up with a bunch of names. Sounds about right. As long as she doesn't have a Welsh accent, it's fine. I'm fine with Maddie. Maddie's, you know, at the very least for a placeholder, you know, if we want to come back and change it. We can always go back and change bits of story later. Florence? That's a bit on the nose for a nurse, maybe? I mean, I'm not going to say everything in this story is going to be subtle, but she's not Welvish, so no Welsh accent yet. So that was the other thing I sort of specified is that I like the idea that the world of this story is fantasy, but not generic sort of elves, dwarves, that sort of thing. Sort of fantasy, like things are just sort of vaguely magical, and that's just normal. And we can specify the rules as we go, and say, okay, that's a bit too much. That's not enough. We can make that more interesting, etc., etc. Think outside the box with regards to, you know, creatures and species and all these things. Have some fun. Florence and nurses are what? It's just because of Florence Nightingale. That's the only reason I... Got a Florrie. Flossie. Oh, posture. Blimey, I'm 10 minutes in and my posture's already bad. And I haven't drawn a thing. So let's get a colour. That's a colour. Right. So, Flo. That works quite well. Flo. Maybe the frog's name is Florence. I thought flowers. Right. Everyone has different word association. It's fine. Flo and Mo. Florence and Morance. I like the idea of the frog being called Florence. Flogrance. No? I'll go with Flo and Mo. What would Mo stand for? Mo. Just Mo. Is it just Mo? Flo and Mo? Okay, frog's called Flo. This is Flo. And this is Mo. Florence and Mo. We all like the Beggar City stuff for set up some more practical stuff, and then like fireballs, runes, wands, and the like magic needs an anchoring physical point. Yeah, I you know, we'll see. Moddy, what have you? Okay, so the story, I presume, the way we're going to go with the story is that they begin traveling through the woodland or something, batting away thistles and stuff with a broom. In search of, we can only hope, a village or something. Maybe something worse. I don't know. Yeah. And we'll just see. Yeah, we'll see where it goes. Still a bit awkward. Not entirely sure how to do this yet, but we'll work it out as we go. It's fine. Right. What do we got? We have second symbol. What do we got? We've got to do this like 200 times, but let's not get too excited. It's a friendly location. Yay! We're not going into a cave or a war zone just yet. We've got a friendly location. Wonderful. So, and I can have that up here. There. Within 5 seconds. Unless I broke it. Is it possible I broke it? Why have I broken it? Wonderful. Excellent. Good. Love to see it. That's fine. I made this morning, so it's probably going to break. It's okay. Why did it break? That's a question. I don't know. Let's do that. There we go. It's fine. Manual refresh, it's fine. Okay, so we come across a friendly location, presumably a town full of people. Nice little village. They have a fortune cookie with 2 in the bag. 2 in the bag? Oh, well, like 2 messages in it. Yeah. Or 2 fortune cookies in a bag. Right, yeah, so, village or something. I'm guessing village. I'm saying we're going to go to a village. Oh, 2 cookies, 2 messages. Marvellous. Double the cookie. Double the fortune. Yeah, okay, so, friendly village. This is Villageton. It's made up of nice cottages and things. When you're using a path for perspective purposes, do actually plan out what this path is supposed to look like as you go, rather than just doing a wibbly wobbly line and hoping for the best. It's a little village with lovely little buildings and stuff. The village of Rosenberg. We are looking at it with Rossen tinted spectacles. What? Yeah, and so, okay, what's happening in this village? I think the story we came up with was that there are people here that are ill, and she's like, ah, brilliant, I can help you. Do you have any of this medicine? No, the people bought it all up and put it on that train that's just leaving. This is a tree line, big old forest. Stretches off into the distance. This is from whence our character emerges. Ragdoll Granny fits in well here. Awesome. Oh, so that maybe they're coming home from... Maybe this is a return. They've been on their journey and they're returning home to tell of their exploits of helping people. And they come back to find that not all is well in the home village. You're not late, prove it. Hi, miss. You're not late because there is no time limit on when people can and can't arrive. There you go, I proved it. Just gonna keep drawing buildings until we work out what's going on here. You don't always say hi. Sometimes there is a cat sat on your laptop and you don't have a choice to not say it. Kind of a bit of a raised building here. It's up on a little hill. A little path going up to it. So yeah, oh, what have you missed so far? Oh, Kiro, blunt. There we go. Auto mod. I've already turned your settings down, please. So yeah, do we think it's a good idea that this is the hometown of? Okay. Things you've missed. Miss. Number 1, we've named the characters. This is Flo, and this is Mo. Florence and Morance. We don't know what Mo stands for. Might just be Mo. Who knows? Let's go back to work. Give Flo and Mo your love. Shall do. Thank you for popping along, Gusenberg. Hope you have a grand old time. As grand as work will allow. Yeah. You love them. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, so presumably we're coming back to the village, and we've come back to find out that not all is not well in the village. What was this called? Rossenberg? What have you? Add permitted term Kiro. Wonderful. I forgot you could do that. There's fences. I don't know if we're going to meet anyone that we recognize from this town, or if it's just going to be strangers who are going to be inconsequential to the plot, because that's not in my control. There's a fence. Hong Kong. Okay, we have found our new location. Lovely little village by some woods. Maybe this is Grandma Hippo's house, and it's got the pond out the back. There's just a hippo relaxing. If he comes up again after you made it permanent, knife tomato. Pizza topping. Alright, okay. New location found. Symbol 2 done. This is Rossenberg. Or what have you. Rossenberg. ERG? URG? Who knows? IRG? What? Some nice frames on the buildings and stuff. Rossenberg. It's like Gusenberg, but different. Cool. That's symbol number 2. What's happening here? Good question. Let me try and answer it. Someone joins our group. Immediately. We haven't met anyone yet, but somebody joins our group. I'm sure we can amalgamate we meet somebody into this. So, I guess we're going to have somebody join our party. Please spell it with a U or it's going to trip you up all journey. Fair enough. Done. Okay, so someone's joining our party, so that means we need to meet a new character. Who will be joining our party. Oh, Berg in Dutch means mountain. Oh. Well, this is not a mountain. It's Unberg. It's not a mountain. It's fine. Ross is not a mountain. We need a character. Let's see if this works now. Is it gonna work? Come on, I set you up to work. Ow. Oh, globbits. Nah, just manually. Oh, that's because... I spelled it wrong, that's why. Is that better? Can you fix that? Are you gonna fix that automatically? Or are you just gonna sit there with a broken picture? Oh, you try and make things nice. There you go. Dot, 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 dot. Look, I've just been told I've got to design a new character, right? I don't know what's happening. And this character is joining our party. They are going to follow us until they leave. Whenever that's going to be. Is the Stoker here, maybe? Maybe they've come in for a reason? Maybe we can have them join at this point? I don't know. Baker, familiar, cute corgi. Looks like a loaf of bread. We can have a baker join? So this is Rossenberg. And in Rossenberg we meet somebody. Who are we meeting? Let's draw Mo quickly. See how quickly I can draw Mo. Because I haven't actually tried to draw them quickly yet. That's enough. The baker's helper who's going to come along the journey and help carry stuff. Old friend, injured stranger she heals up. Mysterious stranger who gets Flo into a heap of trouble. So far we don't have plans for terrorism yet, so they're just like, yeah, sure, I'll come along this normal journey to help you. Yeah, it could just be like, hey, there's an errand. We need to do an errand. Hey, Mo, you're finally back. Quick, give me a hand with this thing. Kajiro. Oh, Kajiro could be here. I like the idea of the Kajiro is just mysterious and in the shadows all the time. Drawing. How does one draw? At the very least, this is wearing a dress, so it's relatively straightforward to do the bottom half. I'm back from my internship. Not internment. It's a completely different word. I'm back from my internship of helping people out in the city. Here I am now back into the rural place. Who knows? Like the idea of Kajiro never actually joining our party but always being there. Yeah, it's traveling merchant. In the shadows. I like the idea of like a childhood friend that's just like, hey, Mo, you're back. Finally, give me a hand with this. And then they join your party. And then all hell breaks loose. And They just never leave. In case anyone needs a knife, exactly. And there's Flo. Okay, we've got to design a character now. Who are we actually going for? I can go with the baker. Why not? I like the idea that maybe it's like your traditional fantasy archetype hero, the son of the blacksmith or whatever. But they end up being just completely useless. I came along on this journey to help, and then things got real, and they were just like, oh, good, I guess this was happening. And they're a corgi person. They're not a corgi person, not like a cat person. I like the idea that Kajiro is the only cat person we meet. It makes them even more mysterious. Like in Final Fantasy X. Got those weird musicians that go around and they look literally nothing like anything else in the game. You're like, what? Where is your species from? The baker's son. His name is John Bakerson. I'm gonna give him like sort of. I'm gonna model this character after your standard oddly spiky haired protagonist. And let's go like it's usually sort of like there's something like that going on. But otherwise undercut on the sides. It's Pikachu, it's not Pikachu. Although the character may end up being very similar to Pikachu. But apart from that, hefty wooden serving tray as a shield. Oh, I like that. They're like, oh, they don't attack, they defend. Defend, friend. Wonderful. Defendy friendly. Well, this is the fastest I'm ever going to design a character. Design is a strong word. Look, there's lots of messages happening and I'm trying to design. What's going on? Baker some with a rolling pin as a weapon. Ah, there you go. Yeah, cool. But I also like the idea that they're mostly defend. Big friend, big defend. Big defriend. Come on, Clip Studio, slow down. What? Speed up, that's the one I'm looking for. Clip Studio is just like, make up your mind. Hannah is working with food. Is also carrying like a big old tray of French loaves. No, we want the platter, don't we? We want the like a big old just sort of block. It's like everyone said I should be working with the blacksmiths, but I like making bread. Bread smells good. I was supposed to give him a collar. What was going on? Come on, Chris. Keep up. Let's make that a little more sensible. Sensible? I like the idea that he has no idea that his hair's doing this. Like, he woke up weirdly, the hair was sticking up because of how he was laying in bed, and no one's told him. No one's mentioned that it's sticking up. Well, they're the baker, they really want to branch out and become a world-renowned chef, so they accumulate pots and pans for armor as the gang. I like that. I like the idea of wearing a pan on a head as their armor. Sensible, he says as he gives the guy a full-on horn. Look, it's been 2 years since the Final Fantasy VII draw-through. I'm getting withdrawal symptoms. Name for character. Name for sudden new character. I was not expecting this to happen quite so soon. The panic has already set in. And he's like, "Hey, Mo! It's been ages. How's your nurse stuff going? Follow me. Can you give me a hand with these bits of bread and we can catch up while we take this to the other side of the village." Withdrawal. Rolling pin weapon, tray shield. Even when he gets knives, he will not use them as he doesn't want to damage them. That's a good. It's nothing to do with pacifism. It's just like I know how difficult it is to get these things properly sharp. I am not blunting these. Should we go with a sort of traditional fantasy garb? With that kind of crisscross thing going down like that. Say fantasy garb, medieval garb. Or do you want to come back up with this Kevin? Not a bread pun. Brad. Just Brad would work. Brad the Breadman. He's also quite big. Any other distinguishing features since I'm now designing a character, apparently? He's got like simple. Apparently simple. Simple boots. BB. Brad Baker. So we're a long line of bakers back when your job was your surname. No, I still like the idea that he's the son of the blacksmith. And he's like, it's in my name. My name is Baker. Yes, but you're the son of the blacksmith. But I want to be a baker. You are a baker. And the bakers are blacksmiths. What? But anyway, don't let my penchant for bad sitcom scenes get in the way of making a good character. Fleur. How about Lee? So it's Fleur de Lis. One boy covered in flour, one boy covered in soot. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm imagining by the fact that Mo's been like traveling through the forestry that they're not like they don't have dust allergies or anything like that. Also, don't mind the fact that these proportions make 0 sense. It's fine if you just don't think about it. If you just don't think about it, it's alright. That's what the tray's for, so you don't think about it. Well, there we go. Character number 2, I guess. Possibly 3, maybe 4. Or 5. Depends on whether or not we're going to include the people that we've been talking about in Discord. This is Mr. Ironforge, our town baker, and Mrs. Baker, the town blacksmith. But goggles to protect himself from the flour. Oh, all the fun shenanigans that this character and the stoker will get up to is trying to bake something in the oven, and the stoker keeps chucking coal in there and keeps messing up the internal combustion, the coal steam engine thing by putting rolls in it, trying to make yeast rise in the exhaust valve. Oh, where's his dog? Good point. I was gonna put it here. How do you draw a corgi? Do you know? I didn't think about the fact that this project is going to make me draw a lot of animals. I should have thought about that. That was a bad idea, wasn't it? Well, better get used to drawing a corgi, I guess. The idea of Mr. Ironforge Baker, which this guy interns for, this guy's mother, Mrs. Baker, who is the town blacksmith, it works. See, luckily for him, or luckily for the dog, the magic of the way that familiars work in this game means that he always just about realizes that he's about to put his dog in the oven, just before it actually happens. Because, you know, they're simpatico. He's unreasonably strong for always helping people carry around stuff because he's nice. Strength from niceness. From unity comes strength. What? Oh, good time. Right, cool. Well, okay. What's this character's name and dog's name? Should be something there. This is the apron. So I swish it around like that. Chibi says that the corgi changes colour depending on how warm they are. That's the that's the reference there. Lovely. It is an pup. It is a little pup. Luckily for me, I can't do colour in these draw-throughs, so that's not something I have to worry about. Oh, the setup I have at the moment means I can't have to keep moving things around so that I can see chat. There, I probably don't need. Oh, I probably will when I don't have enough screen space. Wait, hang on, I can just do that. Very nearly full-screened pictures of corgis there. Not that that would have been a bad thing. Right, okay, that's a better setup. I have a better setup. Everybody calm down. Cool. You were instantly reminded of that post and it fits amazingly. It's great. Okay, so we walk into the town and we meet childhood friend Brad Baker, the blacksmith Baker. He helped make the oven. And yeah, and the characters get to chatting to see how things have been since, you know, Mo went off to help people be nursing and all that. Brad Baker, the blacksmith's son, exactly. I do also like how the joke previously was, oh, it's Mr. Ironforge is the blacksmith. Like we went straight to Ironforge rather than, I don't know, Smith. And Loaf. Loaf the pup. I will call this is Loaf. Loaf. And this is a Brad. Brad Baker. Nominative. Not exactly nominative determinism. You have to fight for this. Yeah, and they get chatting about things that happen. Nothing particularly plot important because we don't have a plot symbol yet. But who knows? Gotta make it a little dramatic. Gotta be drama. What's the point of a story without drama? Right. Anyway, here's some pictures of corgis while I'm drinking. Okay. So, what's next? Well, he's in our party now. This is. Hang on, let me do the thing. What have we got? Copy that. I now need to get the thing open. I want to show you my terrible workflow. Boom, I thought that was going to be the second character. How wrong I was! Alright, is that going to automatically update? Almost certain. Oh, look, it did. Yay. There we go. Brad is now in the party. Hooray! Look at that. Didn't even have to drag it on or anything. I just changed a text file. Sometimes it works. We went for town first, not train. I imagine the train's in the town. I think that counts as the same location. It depends. We've got 5 more symbols to get through, so you never know. Right, cool. Brad's here. Brad's here, helping out, being a good friend. Rising to the occasion. But when we get that first MacGuffin, you better believe that's a train. Yeah, who knows when that's going to happen. Let's find out. Next symbol. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be... We meet another character. Okay, so we meet more characters. So yeah, we've got to go help out. Presumably we're going to go to the bakery and meet people there. Who knows? There is a statistical skewing that exciting things are probably not going to happen in the first location, but we'll work that out. Another person. This one's not necessarily joining our party. Also, it might be a lot of people. It might be the whole village. We might go around and meet all the people in the village. I'm not drawing all of them. But, yeah. So if I just do this, hopefully this updates. Is this going to update, or is it going to just be sulky with me? You going to be sulky? Going to be sulky. Why are you... You're happy to change characters, but not the symbol. Oh, fine. Evidently that's probably a bug in the code. It's fine, it's there. We meet Mr. Ironforge, the town's baker. It's probably also Granny. Also Brad's mum. Okay. We'll need to meet somebody to give us our initial quest. Is there a plot point icon? Yes, there is. It's a blue book. Okay, cool. So I guess let's use this as an opportunity to design, you know, What was the character's name the ragdoll came up with? Scroll up through pictures of dogs. Just Granny, is it? Oh, it's just Granny. Okay, fair enough. Granny. They're all in the bakery together. I mean, where else are you going to be on a lazy schmooze day after none? I don't know how time works here. She's everyone's granny, no one's sure who's anymore. Yeah, the biology is irrelevant. So how are we gonna... I don't know. I was expecting to design so many characters at the beginning. Should have guessed, really. Also hat. She keeps hers in decent nick. Or I could use as inspiration. Ragdoll, was it Ragdoll who posted a cool thing of funky hats? Yes, it was. We can use some of these as inspiration. I think that might be going a little bit too far. But I like, there was one that had the sort of zigzaggy thing, but it was a little more understated. Yes, this one. I'm a big fan of this one. This one's nice. So we're gonna go for that. I was about to say what's Granny's familiar as the hippo, isn't it? The hippo is not in the bakery, they're outside. Big old flowers on the front, some leaves. We said hello to the hippo on the way in. Just realised one of the first characters you meet in Final Fantasy IX is a hippo. It's weird. Oh yeah, that was the first thing I thought of with the hippo being in the pond. Was you know, maybe playing in the pond with the hippo was where Mo met Flo for the first time. They met in a pond. Where else would you find a frog? Mr. Ironforge doesn't want any of the big familiars in the bakery. That seems fair. Slightly ostentatious. But then again, maybe that is Grandma Mo's thing. Life is too short to be demure. I'm kind of thinking like Miriam Margoyles kind of look. Let me get a reference of Miriam Margoyles. Surely she was in Harry Potter, yeah? She must have been in Harry Potter. As a witch or something. She's got that look. She's got that. Life's too short to not wear a big hat, as they say. Miriam, I'm sure you know Miriam. Miriam Margolyes seems right up your street, miss. Does not give a damn at all about what anyone thinks. His various pictures of Miriam Margolyes. I'm trying to remember where I know her from. And why I know her name. She was Professor Sprout. Oh, she was in there. Marvellous. Great. It felt like she had to be. She would have fit too well to not be in it. Yeah, she's been in a few Blackadder things. That's probably where I know her from. I feel like I'm very much adopting the sort of dwarfy bean head shape thing. I'm not good at it, but I'm adopting it. When you do a jolly old lady, you gotta do these closed eyes. It's the law. Boisterous, that's a good word. She's a botanist. Botanist, yes. You want to be her when you grow up. That seems fair. That seems not only fair, but an endeavour I would support. The way I've drawn this, it feels more like a cake than a hat, but it's fine. Maybe it's both, who knows. Okay, so we get to the bakery and we meet a bunch of people from characters past and family and hometown. Luckily we went to the hometown, otherwise this would have been a lot more complicated. She also has a broom. This is where Mo got her her affectation of carrying around a broom from. Because what use is owning a broom if you're not going to use it to hit stupid people over the head with? She taught Mo the subtle art of bonking people with a broom. I'm trying to think of sort of how she would dress. I don't know. We'll probably never meet this character again. The subtle art of bonk, indeed. A nice shawl or something. I imagine she dresses in sort of autumnal colours. But like bright autumnal ones, not, you know, very vivid oranges and contrasting with purples and such. That's probably sweet, which is a surprising number of people don't know how to do. Everyone has their own standards, by which I mean everybody has the level to which they care. Bonk is life. That's a nice little broochy thing going on here. So what do these characters say when we meet up with them? It's the start of the game. We're meeting a lot of characters, a lot of dialogue. The inciting incident hasn't happened yet. I should really plan the pose before I start getting into clothes. Don't know how she dresses. You just know it will be extremely comfortable. Yes. It's probably like... Probably is a sort of dress. Big old dress, but also with many layers of other things on top. Like a big old cardigan. What you mean is technique is very important. I understand this. But it's only important if you think it's important. If you don't, then it's people being too fussy. I agree, personally, but importance is in the eye of the beholder. So many layers. It's a Weasley. Yeah, I know. Gonna see that? That was what? Mark Williams? I think I saw 2 Harry Potter films. Don't really remember much of them. Yeah, so they talk about, you know, things, how things going. Hopefully they talk about the whole medicine situation. Maybe that's a storyline. Maybe that's going to crop up. Who knows? got like big old fur-lined boots. Apple-bottom jeans and boots with the fur. It's just one of those ones where, like, I know the lyrics because people keep saying them, but I don't think I've ever heard the song. I assume it's a song and not a poem. So you can only keep people settled with what she has to hand, which is a broom. Thwack. I probably talk about how quite a lot of people in the town have gotten sick. Yes, it's unusual. A big old riveted. It's got to have a nice metal handle for the bonking. And a bonk good. Always keep the bristles in good shape. Just picks up your broom and goes, "You haven't been looking after it, have you? You haven't been straightening the bristles every time you use it." And then she gives you a bonk. Stop being sick, bonk. This is Grandma Bonk. Nobody remembers her real name. It's just Grandma Bonk. She came in to get bread. Makes sense. That's why she's here. She has to feed her many hundreds and hundreds of adopted children. Who are not strictly adopted children, they're just people that she looks after, even though they say that they don't, you know, they don't need help. She's like, nonsense! Did you eat breakfast? No, I didn't. I'll make you breakfast. You should have breakfast, bonk. She has the hippo, a hungry, hungry hippo. Indeed. Takes a lot to look after a hippo. Oh, you know, we can design a fantasy hippo. Doesn't have to be a normal hippo. Could be a hippocorn. It's got a... That's a rhino, isn't it? Trying to invent a new animal, and it already exists. You live in my town, you're my child now. Oh, she's me. What do you mean you've not eaten? Yeah. Well, you're halfway towards Miriam Margoyles already. This is how hands work, right? This is what a hand looks like. She always wears the pointy hat. She was never a trained nurse, she just wore the pointy hat because the pointy hat means I'm here to help. She's like, I'm here to help. I've got my bonking broom. I'll help you whether you like it or not. There's a big old flower. Leaves and stuff that I stole from the internet. There you go, I ended up covering half of it up with a broom, but it's fine. It's fine, don't worry about it. I'm alright. Start using some Sort of shading to indicate depth. That's what artists do, right? Rather than just giving you a jumble of lines and saying, "Hey, work it out for yourself." Do you try and indicate depth in some way? Well, there you go. There's the cucumbers cut out in stars, but you also have to eat the 5 bits that were cut out from the outside.
What is art?
What is art? That's a good question. Let's talk about it for the next hour. Got a bonking broom and a pointy hat, which means you're going to make your breakfast. Now sit down and get eating. Sounds perfect. I don't know if this was what Ragdoll had in mind for this character, but...
Do it, coward.
Nope, I'm coward. She was healing people before all the official institutes like the alchemists and the hospitals opened up. Or even doing this before they were established. I was going to do a West Country accent then. Or we were doing this before hospitals were a thing. Things in line with what Ragdoll said. I think so. So no nonsense. Grandma bonk. She wanted Granny Weatherknack / Nanny Og, so yes. Those are almost words. Certainly not ones I recognise. Just very quickly, it's probably unprofessional to be doing this on stream. I'm just gonna check to see why this isn't working. It should be, the symbols on the screen should be updating when I add a new one, and it's not. And I want to know why. Symbols changed, local symbols. That's all fine. Oh, I don't know. Being annoying. I'll fix it for next time. Also, just like Ragdoll's actual Gran, who sounded like the same people. Yeah, but I mean, having only heard a few choice anecdotes, I cannot for sure say this is exactly the same as Ragdoll's Gran. This hastily scribbled caricature. Most professional stream, I know. Have I not read any Pratchett? No. Next question. That's not true. I read half a chapter of one and then got distracted. But I have seen a few of the adaptations. I am anti-professional, that is true. Anywho. So that's happened. And we've also met, you know, the baker, Ironforge, whatever his name was. Good Omens, I haven't seen that either. However, I have seen every clip involving Crowley and Aziraphale. So, and that's all I need, really. I've heard there's also another story involving a child or something. Who cares? See, it's weird. I've at no point have I mentioned anything about. And to be honest, it's just David Tennant, and Michael Sheen. And the idea one of them's an angel, one of them's a demon is great. But yeah, as soon as I went on Tumblr, that's all that it's recommending me. It's like I haven't done anything to indicate I want to see that. I think it was Miss. I think Miss hacked it to make me see more. Something about the Antichrist, 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Cool. And witches, nice. Granny Weatherknack and Nanny Olga from Discworld, just in case. Also, yes, it's a good writing. Yeah. I mean, Pratchett was a very, very inventive writer. I love his idea of fantasy is more akin to what I think fantasy should be. This, you know, just a bit more imagination, a bit more sort of, you know, if you want to do older style things like trolls and dwarves and all that, give it a twist. Give it a twist. Think about it rather than just adding it. Anyway. Kiro! Hi! Just shouting back hi. Sorry, you're derailing. That's fine. We'll go back to the important things, like me bug testing a web page. Right, that's done. Are we going to introduce more characters, or should we try and move on with the plot? Because I don't know whether the baker's going to have a big story. I think pretty much anything the baker can do, Brad could do. Sorry, anything Ironforge can do, the baker can do. Not the baker. Can't be derailing, we've not found the train yet. We can find rails before we find a train. In fact, that's probably how most people find trains. If you stumble upon a train before you see rails, that's impressive. Okay, could be in a scrapyard, I guess. So, yeah, train wreck, yeah. Also turn the music up a little bit. Mr. Ziegler's work is dynamic. It's just Ironforge, Mrs. Baker, and Grandma Bonk telling about how people in town have been getting sick and such, and welcoming Mo back to town. Don't think they need more than that at the moment. Hooray! There we are. This is Grandma Bonk, should specify. Grandma Bonk. Apologies, Ragdoll, for naming the character in this that's based on your grandma, Bonk. But I'm sure you understand. Cool. Well, that's that. Cool. We're rocketing through this. What's next? Death. Suddenly the death symbol. What's the next symbol going to be? Place your bets. There's 16 of them. That's not a name, just a nickname. Yeah, no one knows their real name. It's fine. I'm gonna guess plot. MacGuffin? MacGuffin's plausible. I don't know how many plots there are in this. I think they're relatively common. We'll see. It is... Someone else joins our party. We're getting lots of friends today. Lots of friends. You hope it's plot. Nope, more people. Is Grandma Bonk going to join our party? Or is it going to be another childhood friend? And maybe I do need to draw the baker. Who knows? Look, this feels right for the start of a JRPG. It's not often you have a story like that and you just have one character walking around for ages. They tend to be joined very quickly by a lot of people. I don't know. Are we going to design another character? You watch the Stoker character. We're going to meet them and they're never going to join. They're just going to be there, which is fine. What not weapon can we tie to a character? A hoe? Trying to think of the sort of things that you'd find in a rural town. Not another human. Yeah, okay, let's do some fantasy stuff. A fantasy character sort of thing. What would be useful in a big old village? Posture, thank you. Thank you, Flynn. Just wobble around just for you. Or not useful. A real cute Ghibli-esque creature? Or a massive Ghibli-esque creature? Big old no-face or Totoro. A bard! So something that's just mouth. Okay, let's see if this works now. I spelt it correctly. Is it going to crop up? I'm going to guess no. No, okay. If I change the character, is that... If I just temporarily add you... Is that going to update? Okay, it's just the symbols for some reason. Doesn't want to... Doesn't like me. Very annoying. Like Kodama or Cat Bus. Cat Bus. Yeah, I'm fine to have our third character be the weird mascot sort of. This is how we're differentiating our fantasy world from everyone else's. The legend gives a little low place where should be changing. Why is that not changing? I'll have to bug fix that at some point. It's fine. Cat bus. What? Cat bus. I've got a weird Google search history now. Corgi, barium gargoyles, cat bus. I was not actually expecting a cat bus. I was just expecting that to be a name. Was not expecting an actual cat bus. Oh yeah, cat bus. Yeah. It's cat bus. Like I cannot in any way, shape or form discredit or disparage your description of this. It is definitely cat bus. There is no denying the bus-like nature of this cat. It's yeah. Bard would be fun. Okay. So let's do some random creature design then. Let's try and work out. They go zoom and is invisible. Well, I'm done. Brilliant. Moving on. Oh, hang on. It did update. Oh, is it only checking? Hang on. Is it only checking length? This is a very professional stream. Very professional. Mushroom Boy? I'm fine with Mushroom Boy. I'm going to do Mushroom Boy. Mushroom Boy. Oh, it's only checking for a change of length. Oh, it's just badly coded. That's my fault. I'll fix that. Mushroom Boy. Okay, so my first instinct for Mushroom Bard is that if you're gonna sing and you're a mushroom, you're gonna have a big old mouth. Non-gendered though, you just like the word boy. That's why it's got an I on the end. Anyone can be a boy with an I. Just accidentally typed the word letter B into chat. That mushroom person would be too connected to Mo, considering how they have mushrooms on their head. I mean, they view those mushrooms in the same way that we would view animal pelt. Like, you'd have objections, but they're different. Flo, isn't Mo the frog? No, Flo's the frog. Florence the frog, and Mo the person. Yeah, I don't like this shape. Let's get rid of it. Let's do some more. Let's get some silhouettes. With creature designing, I have like sort of big sort of A-line stumpy thing there, like that. A bit Dark Soulsy, but it works. Maybe something a bit rounder. Like a really thin sort of. Oops, hang on. Lock all that. Don't want to be moving the background by accident. You know, we could have big ol' I like this guy. We might meet them at some point, but I don't think it's this character. So, hey, how's it going? I quite like this one. This one's quite cool. Big old thin thing. Well, not thin, a big old thin hat, but a big old sort of... Big ol', apparently, is my way of just describing anything. It can be small, it can be long, it can be wide, it can be... all these things, but it's always big ol'. Tall and thin with a big backpack. Everything has backpacks. That's for now, sort of. They have several different flutes. Many flutes. Please take this opportunity to design some fantasy flutes. They're gonna bonk you with a banjo. I like the idea that they do have like a lute sort of strapped to them, like that, or something, some sort of. Fantasy stringed instrument that I hopefully don't have to draw too much. Where's the face gonna go? And presumably they're wearing some sort of clothing. They're not just going to be bare. They could be. I don't know what their society is like, but... I feel like this needs a bit more workshopping to come up with something interesting. Also question, what are Mo's pronouns? Probably she, I think. That was sort of part of the ethos of designing her, was that she was sort of like a proper female character who was female and wasn't like secondary to a male character or whatever. It's good to have some sort of... The gills of the mushroom can do some music stuff. Oh yeah, you can have like sort of... These can be tuned. Too far up the face, isn't it? It's a wide face. Give him a big old wide face. Botanicula, yeah, it's got a bit of a Amanita, Team Amanita vibe to it, isn't it? At the end, maybe they got like piercings or something. That way goes the loot, this way goes like a bag full of stuff. I have a face that says, what? I'm doing something over here. Just imagine this friend makes a lot of twinkle twinkle noises as they walk. Yeah, it's got like wind chimes hanging off. Do they have arms? Yeah, I should probably add arms. How many? Also, don't have to worry about joints. They're just beings of fibrous matter. Twitch or Frame Man, your internet? Not mine. They were here earlier, but it might be Twitch though. Guess what? Knife. Oh, you got knife back? Yeah. Knife. So interested in some character design now. So what is this? What's this character doing? Why are they here? Why are they suddenly joining our group? Inexplicably. Messenger, postal service. Yeah, fair enough. And they just carry instruments to keep them entertained on the way. They can move quite quickly. Yeah, I like the idea of the postman joining us. Why not? We're going the same way, safety in numbers. Where are we going? We've just come home. We're not going anywhere. I would like more sort of... I don't like the idea that they are postmen there. Hardy messenger, what tidings do you bring of the big city? For there must be a big city. Messenger, postal service. Ice cream van logic, you hear the music and you know poster's on its way. Oh, that's quite nice. Oh, I like the idea of a postman playing music and it's like, postman's here. That's great, I love it. Got a tiny side quest to deliver some mail before we start the main plot. Maybe. So wait, can you show me the way to so-and-so? Everyone's got a West Country accent. Don't worry about it. It's not that the only voice I can do is a West Country accent. Oh, so I'm presuming, like... This piece of music is like, you can't stand me now, you can't stand me. Oh, there are no new musical ideas, although they've all been done. I don't know why they're wearing a furry coat. I just thought it'd be nice. Now the idea of the whole way through we have to stop and pick up and deliver mail. Yeah, they have no idea of the journey that they're on. They're just like, well, I'm going this way anyway. I've got to pick some stuff up. I'll come with you. Why not? What's their weapon? What's their unconventional weaponry? And don't say themselves. The loot, I guess? Just smacking people over the head with a loot. I want a kind of interesting clothing situation going on here. I don't know what. I don't want this to just be, like, bare. Fashion. The coat is for fashion. They're a mushroom. They don't actually need clothes. I'll go with that. Well, you know, Studio Ghibli has Totoro. I have this. It's not quite on the same path, is it? I was trying to make that look like tartan, and it just looks like fishnets. Reminds you of the radish spirit, but with more clothes. It's another cat bus situation. Well, that's quite something, isn't it? Why is it wearing a Devo hat? Or is that just a bowl? Might just be a bowl. Ghibli have their own versions of Bizarre, don't worry, that's fair. Ooh. No, well, I'd love to look at that post of the cute mushroom friends, but alas, Pinterest hates me. It's a bowl. Wonderful. Bizarre, based on Japanese folklore. You don't mean to be offensive, you'll stop digging? What? Offensive? What? Who said you were offensive? That sounds like they need a bonking. You never knew they were called that, but then again, you've not seen Spirited Away that much. You've not said it that much. You've not seen that much of it? There. Keep seeing the mouth lines as a collar, of a big shirt or onesie. Oh, so it's like, they don't have a mouth, this is just... Yeah, I might prefer that. But yeah, no, I'd see where you're coming from, miss. Don't mistake my tiredness for offense or what have you. Everyone remember Hanlon's razor. If it seems like somebody's being offensive or whatever, never assume malice when ignorance will suffice. And in the evenings, boy howdy, ignorance is a far better application of what's going on in my brain. I do quite like this, actually. Let's go a little lower. It's got a big ol'... This character is very cold resistant. The little toggles. It's mostly to keep out damp. Because, you know, temperature doesn't really affect the mushroom. But you gotta stop yourself from rotting. Gotta look after your bod. Porco Rosso is so good. What's Porco Rosso? I miss so many. My brain. Is that the thing that's from, or is that the name of turnip friend? Yeah, sorry, I was just confused by the face. It's the pig in a plane. Oh, Ghibli is just you don't know what to expect. You never know what to expect. I think that's what I like about them. Again, fantasy where you just don't know what to expect. It's a pig in a plane. Of course it is. Don't mushrooms like damp? They're like things being damp, but they can still... Can they rot? I don't know. Bacteria, I guess, can rot them. I don't know enough about mushrooms. Turns out, my knowledge of mushrooms, my fungi facts, limited. It would be coats they put on plants against the cold. Yeah, but it's not a plant, is it? Fungi and plants, different things. And how dare you insinuate otherwise? They are most offended. Anyway, apparently this is in our party now. What's their name? Do they have a name? Maybe they don't have names. Maybe they're one big hive mind sort of thing. But the further away they get from the hive, the more individuality they have, and they start putting on knitted jumpers. I want sort of like a... maybe that's a bit too big. Getting scales right for designs is hard. No bugs. Do you think this person is a fun guy? That's a joke! We can end the stream now. The joke has been made. Thank you everyone for coming along. You can make fabric out of mushrooms. You can make plastic out of mushroom or plastic-like material. Somebody made a car out of mushroom plastic. Did it have mycelium attack? Poisons people? I'm sure they can use poison in some sense. Well, then again, is that stereotypical? Am I being fungist? You know, as Mo knows, the Mo you know, as Mo knows, there are plenty of mushrooms that are really good for you and will help you out and be medicinal and such. There's mushroom for improvement. Yes. A mushroom less friendly. Why 2 feet? Brilliant. I can tell you my desperation to earn your approval. I don't get that one. I don't get that one. Bonk. Ah, some more bonking. You don't either. Mrs. Punts are just on a new level. It's beyond us now. Music is very quiet. Well, who'd have thought I'd have to design 3 characters today? 2 of whom are in our party. Okay, well, inexplicably the postman's arrived and said that they have an urgent delivery for somebody and they need us to show them the way to the urgent delivery place. Perhaps this is the thing that is going to push the story in a new direction. By which I mean a direction. Hey look! This is a true Final Fantasy. I have made a belt. Crossing belts. It's the thing. Are you proud of me, Tetsuya Nomura? Trying to work chanterelle? Is that a type of mushroom? Take your word for it. Only a single belt. I guess the other ones. I guess they're both straps, to be honest. But it's fine. I also like the idea that the mouth is in there. Hello. Gil, the postal bard. He has an oddly high-pitched voice. Sings in falsetto. Poor Mo, just arrived back home, and suddenly they've got to help out the baker, got to deliver a letter, and it's like, oh, I just want to settle down. Probably need to sweep me house or something. Gotta break in the broom. Pick this one up on the way, my other one broke. There we go, we can draw. We can draw Mo quite quickly. That's good. Good to Mo. Posture. Gil the postal bard? Because mushrooms have gills? She hasn't even been able to take off her bag. I know. And the idea there's just like postal tubes. All sorts of parcels and things sticking out this bag. I like the idea, but it's getting in the way of the composition. It's fine. Will Crispy ever learn to draw a bag other than the satchel bags that he's worn to university? No. He says, drawing a rucksack. Yeah, poor old Mo gets back, trying to sort things out. Immediately gets dragged into everybody else's stuff. It's like, I've just stopped work. I help people for work. You've got to pay me for this. But then Grandma Bonk comes along and says, that's not the right attitude. I'm going to give you a bonk if you don't buck your ideas up. It's bonk or buck. Someone ordered a poster. There's enough material here for me to make a poster for this thing. Eventually they'll get on a train, and that'll be a good poster. Them all riding on the train through the whatever. It's ragdoll. Yeah, they're all post blobs. Or post cats, or whatever they are. This is ragdoll going, I can't wait to watch this later. What is happening? Well, there we go. Okay, Gil. This is Gil. Gil the postman. The postrum. Uh, Messenger. It's the best I got. Anyway, Gil the Messenger. Yeah, that's what we're going with. Gil does not have a sense of humor. That is not a thing they have in their culture, and as a consequence does not understand this inaccurate statement you are making. 7 out of 10. That's above what I aim for. Okay, well, this character needs... You need an avatar? Yeah. Hello. Hello there. What are you doing? Can't wait for another person to join the party. This is just so many new friends. This is exactly what I hoped would happen right at the beginning of this story. Flip. And hopefully, if I just do this, save. Yay! Look at it. Wonderful. Come on, plot. Fingers crossed we actually get some story before we move to the next location. Don't you get like 3 or 4 at the beginning of most Final Fantasy? Well, characters, yeah. Usually there's, I mean, in a lot of them you get 3 or 4 to begin with, and that's your party. Like, it just never changes. Please plot. Fingers crossed. We'll see what we get. Something other than yellow and green. Be great. This is a boss. We have plot. We've got some plot. Okay, what's happening? Okay, right. Due to the way my system's set up, which is bad, I have to do this for a second. Then save it, and then bring it back. There it is, good. Plot! Right, okay, things can actually happen now. A train can arrive, there can be conflict, all sorts of things. Again, the plot tile could be, you know, a sentence of backstory, or it could be an hour and a half of cutscenes. We have a lot of control here. So what? Here we go. I've got 10 minutes to write the plot for this bit. What are we doing? Are we going to go train, right? Are we going to say, okay, train just arrived, or whatever? Why are they delivering a message to a train? I don't know. So a nurse, a baker, and a postbard walk into a plot point. Oh, we should have called them Adrian. Adrian Gill. Yes, train. Okay, so again, I don't know what the last 2 symbols are for this. So how deep are we going with this? Are we just going to shove in literally everything we've got so far? Just say, okay, there's train. Why are we going to train? Maybe, okay, hang on. Maybe the message is a short distance message. Maybe it's just literally somebody is ill in their house and they heard you were coming back, so they asked somebody, i.e. the postman who happened to be here, to send a message to you to come and see them. And then we go and see them. They're in their bed, they're ill. They're just an NPC, doesn't matter. But they're like, oh, I need some medicine for this. Have you got any medicine? You're like, I don't have any on me. They're both walking to the station. Maybe. Yeah, okay, we got the message from the mushroom, and the mushroom just walks off. But Baker Baker the baker is sort of also worried about this message about somebody being ill. So like, oh, okay, better go check. You go to the house and they're ill. They're like, oh, I need medicine and all that. All right. Oh, surely we have medicine at the local medicinery or what have you, the local alchemist. And they go, no, because all of the person there said that all of the medicine was taken. The people were taking it out of town for some reason. So, oh, that doesn't sound about right. They're on this train. Let's go sort out the train. Let's see if we can go on the train and ask somebody to buy something off. You know, I'm sure they're willing to sell it to us at the very least. We can buy it off them. Meanwhile, Mushroom Friend has gotten on the train because that's how they get about. And so when we get to the train, we're like, hey, can you let us on so that we can have a chat with whoever's taken all the medicine? And that's how we get on the train. That's my idea. Anyone? Any other suggestions? So we arrive at the train to see a bunch of Zubus goons. I forgot what they're called. Zubus. Or was it Zesob? But Zoseb? Whatever. Sozeb? The boss works. The Zubus goons loading up all the medicine from the local area. Yeah, they're like price gouging. They're just sort of buying it all cheap and then selling it expensive. You know, maybe we try and have a conversation of, you know, hey, can we buy some of this off you so that we can help this person who is here, rather than you taking it to a city, us going to the city, buying it and coming back? And they're like, no, more job's worth. Shavolf. Or they're doing a stock recall if they're evil. Sounds like you've spent too much time in retail. Anything that mentions stock is evil. I think we got a message about somebody on the train arriving from another town falling ill, but this is better. Yeah. I mean, the plausibility of somebody sending a message from across the road via a postman seems a bit weird. Maybe they were like, they were just saying to a friend, could you send this message? You know, I hear Mo's back in town. Can you go and get her to come here? But Mushroom Friend overheard and said, I'm the postman here. I'm the post person. I'm the mushinger. If you wish to send a message, I am here. Give me your message. And just barged into the house and said, give me the message. I will do it efficiently. I think rather than asking the mushroom to get us on the train, we're more like, hey, do you know who's in charge here? We want to buy some medicine so we can have a dramatic scene of us jumping on the train as it drives away. Yeah, I think we just meet up with the mushroom on the train again. And we're like, hey, it's you again. How you doing? And he's like, the same as before, only now moving. Heading towards my next destination. Why? Try to do everything legit and then just end up going sod it and jumping on instead. Yeah, exactly. You go through the normal processes and you know, the train's about to like that. It's steam. It doesn't honk, does it? Thanks. It whistles. That's the one. And it does the whistle and it's about to move off me. And like, if this leaves, that person's gonna die. We need to get something. We need to, you know, even if we just, you know, get on there, grab some medicine, get off at the next stop, come back. That's better than nothing. No, it honks. You're right. There's just a goose strapped to the top. You just pull a bit of string and it squeezes the goose. Like, there's a goose-powered train. Don't worry about it. Okay. So this is the train sequence. There's things packing crates of stuff, crates of medicine and whatnot onto the train. Here's like a crates of stuff. They're just stockpiling it from all of the local villages that grow all the ingredients that are needed for the medicine. They're just buying them at source. Goose is one of the trained personnel's familiars. Oh yeah, we didn't come up with a familiar for, Does Mushroom Friend have a familiar, or is that just a human thing? Maybe they get a familiar over the course of the adventure. They previously have no attachments to anything, but slowly but surely an animal starts following them around and they get a familiar. Or just a human thing, that works too. Something special about humans. Everyone can have one, but not everyone does. That makes sense. We can work that out. But there's the character development tile. We can involve that at some point. Here's a sort of hastily made station platform, both in universe and here. It's just made out of like cobbles and stuff. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Wheels there, whatever, you get the idea. And there are people. Use that as like a background. Oh, I have 1 minute. Like you've never gone over time. I look the button. It just automatically switches the stream off at 9 o'clock. No, it's gone. Ah, it's ended. No. Let's try and finish this. I like how we started this draw through with. Like, okay, we've got 2 characters. We know where this is going. We now have, what, 5 characters. Only one of which was the character that we had, one of the characters we had before we started. So, it's going well. 9 PM parsnips, they ain't paying me for overtime. You paying me for this at all? I mean, some of you support me on Patreon, which is very nice, but that's not for this. I'm not sure what it's for, but not this. Bagpipes! It's kind of for this, is it? I don't think I mentioned streams on this. On Patreon. Do I? I'll probably mention it on Patreon, but I don't mention it as the thing I'm making. I don't know. There's no real, like, explicit, you know, here are the goods, here is the payment sort of thing. You know, I'm not stood behind a counter with a, you know, a bell on the door. Hold on, fire. Maybe you should. Should I? Is my desk a counter? Is this what we're saying? And then when they find us on the train, you're like, you're stowaways, see? You're wearing a backpack. You're clearly here to travel. It's like, no, I just got home. The broom's getting longer and longer. Maybe you should. I don't know what we're saying anymore. That's the 9 o'clock stream feeling. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. When's this ending? I haven't been sure about what we're saying for the last 10 minutes. And we're like, hey, we need to start. I need to buy this medicine for the person who's ill in the village. I say, no. Got to take it all back to headquarters. Well, my job's no worth. I'm supposed to let some of this go. Before I let some of this go, they'll let me go, know what I mean? Hey, at least they're not from the West Country. This is just a Team Rocket goon. It's R for railroad. Give you some sort of scarfy thing. A big old coat. And a loading screen. Lovely. Okay, so we're almost done. You know, we did 5 symbols basically today. That's pretty good. There are some columns that are less than that. This is gonna be easy. Who thought this was gonna take a long time? Honestly. Obviously we haven't like fully scripted anything. We're just talking in general terms, but then again I never expected to fully script anything, so it all works out. Also, I don't know what's going on with the proportions of all this. It's fine. You'd be so kind as to shush. That'd be great. Also, our friend is here because they haven't left our party. I do not know how to draw your hair from the side. We'll work it out. I was like, hey, we need medicine. Can't wait for the first boss to be the steam robot shouting tickets, please. This guy's breaking his back. It's... Look, they don't have proper health and safety working procedures at Zobes Incorporated. Or whatever it was. What was the name? Z-Boss? Z-Boss works. He's like, oh, you. Don't make me rolling pin you to... I've been taught the art of the bonking from Grandma Bonk. Rolling pins are weird. So Zebink doesn't have health insurance. Absolutely not. We believe in a world where everybody should have absolutely free healthcare universally, and we believe that that should be the case for everybody. As a consequence, we're going to campaign for global healthcare by not providing you with any private healthcare, and that's going to put pressure on the healthcare system. And then eventually it'll work out. It's definitely not a cost-cutting measure. This is definitely a social campaign. Look, if we're going to give you private healthcare and all that sort of stuff, then that's undermining the point of having healthcare for all, isn't it? So we're cutting your healthcare. I've watched Yes Minister too much. There's an apron. Brad is so tall. He's pretty tall. Also, his hands don't make a lot of physical sense. But that's, you know, there's a lot of needing. Needing. It's probably sort of rolled up so that you don't get flour all over the sleeves. Yeah, and presumably we jump on the train to try and we'll sort it out. They're like, oh, you know, we'll... Worst comes to worst, we'll just, you know, get some and then we'll get off at the next station and walk back. That should be plenty of, you know, it's not that far away, etc., etc. So far, all of our new party members have been taller than the last. Yes. Will this trend continue? Well, if the Stoker is our next character, then no. But you never know. Maybe they won't join the party. Who knows? Well, there we go. That's part one. Quick recap. We named Mo and Flo. They came back to their hometown of Rossenberg after a long travel, helping people. Before they even got a chance to get back home and unpack, they got embroiled in helping Brad taking some loaves, including loaf Gorgie, and carry some stuff to the bakery. When they got to the bakery, they met Grandma Bonk, who's also there, and they talked about how people seem to be getting ill more in the village, and it's a bit weird. It's going to go back the other way until we get a tiny party member. When you said a fantasy creature bard, I did imagine basically like just like a little thing like this that's just like just a big mouth. That was like my first idea. Then someone said mushroom and I came up with that. I got you spell it Rossenberg and still hate you for that. It's an unberg, it's fine. We then met Gil the messenger, who told us that we got a message from somebody in the village who is ill and that we need to go and help them. And he joined our party even though he went off to the train. Don't worry about it. We then went to the ill person. They said, "Oh, I need medicine, but it's being all taken on that train." So we ran to the train and we're like, "Hey, can we get some of that medicine?" They're like, "No." We say, "We need the medicine. Someone's literally going to die if we don't get it." It's like, "No." Okay, well, we're gonna jump on when you don't notice this, and then we're gonna buy some. It's our game. We make the rules. It's fine. Look, if we're gonna get into the technicalities of who's in your party and who's not, we've just finished a draw through of Final Fantasy VIII. The way that game handles who's in your party and who's isn't is nuts. People can literally leave the screen for 5 seconds, then come back, and they left your party and all of their stuff is unequipped. And then a boss happens, and you didn't know that it was all unequipped. It just happened. So now you're fighting a boss, and that person has nothing equipped. It's like, oh god. And it happens at least 3 times. It's usually Jen. They're probably just trying to get out of the game, and I don't blame them. Yeah. Gil will join us for first fight / boss. Who knows how long into the game that'll be. The main character wasn't in the party for the final fight. True. I think the main character is supposed to always be in the party, but I just got some dice because there are 6 characters. Anyway, so that's that. We've got 6 symbols down. 6 out of 16. See, we're almost done. That's not how this works. That was relatively successful. We designed some new characters, came up with some fun peeps. Hopefully we'll meet Stoker next time. Also maybe Automaton Train Driver, Train Dads. Who knows? Who knows where this train's heading? Because it's probably, if we're going to end up accidentally hijacking it, you don't really want to stop at the next station because then they know exactly where to find you. So you're going to have to keep going. Yeah. Lots of train-related shenanigans. Exactly. Train heist. Accidental train heist. Thanks for the fun stream. Thanks for making this a good time. I was worried because I had no idea how this was going to go. But I think there's enough going on here for us to be able to sort of keep things going without it getting too sort of bogged down in detail, which is my tendency. So, well, actually, if this person's here and this person's here, then it's not technically, according to the rules, it's not technically. We're not allowed to do that. No. Yeah. It was a good time. I'm glad. That's only part 1. Part 1 of, I'm gonna guess, 34. Place your bets now. More or less than 34. Thank you again to the inimitable Adrian von Ziegler for your music. I'm now playing your most recent album of Celtic music. It's very good. 2 hours of Celtic music, part 3. He now has 6 hours of Celtic music, which is a pretty good achievement. Yeah. So tomorrow, if I go to there and then do that, because this is just like the smoothest setup there is. Doesn't involve me clicking 5 buttons to transition between one day and the next. That's a lot of hours of Celtic music, I know. And that's not including like the fantasy music and the dark fantasy music and the Eastern European music and the Western Asian music and the epic fantasy music and the relaxing fantasy music, and he's got a lot of music. You has all the dark fantasy music. It's good stuff. Yeah, so tomorrow we will do some more Signs of the Sojourner, because that's a fun little game. An earthquake just happened, which is a bit weird, but and our friend is scared, and so was our dog, but we petted the dog and now they're fine. Yeah, so let's see what that was tomorrow. And yeah, we'll carry on with this next week. I will try to do some nice pictures of our new characters for, avatars and stuff like that. I will try and write up the story we have so far on the webpage that's linked with exclamation mark symbols, so that if anyone wants to catch up, it's there. Feel free if I'm I don't want to be too controlling over the story. I don't want to be too like, oh, it's going to go like this and like this and like this. If you have a better idea, let me know. And yeah. Yeah, let's make this a collaborative thing. I apologize that it started off with me just designing characters. It's like, hey, you guys, you came up with some cool characters between streams. Yeah, ignore that. Here's some ones I drew. Can't wait for them to meet Jeb. Who's Jeb? Jeb? Oh, Jebediah. What was it called? Jebuzela. Jeb Zebeda. Jebediah. Jedediah? Jebu. Jedediah. Jed. We'll go with Jed. That guy, the explorer. Possibly. Maybe we never meet them. Maybe we only ever interact with them through notes. Just notes left behind. Maybe it's a bit like Jimmy and his travel reviews. But yeah. Although we did meet him at the end. Maybe he's on the train. Don't know. Gotta travel somehow. I've got to shut up now. Thank you for coming along. Have a wonderful time. I'll be playing games tomorrow, and we'll carry on with this next week. And yeah, I'm sure I'll do bits and bobs during the week. Little bits of story, little drawings of characters, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Have a good evening. You have a good evening. I demand you have a good evening. You must have a good evening, otherwise I will curse the gods. Have a good evening, everyone. Enjoy yourselves, and enjoy this relaxing Adrian Von Ziegler music. I don't know if it's relaxing, I haven't heard it. Or I haven't probably listened to it anyway. Yeah, bits and bobs. Oh, I'll curse the gods whenever, it's fine. It's just something I do recreationally. Have a wonderful time, everyone. Look after yourselves. Enjoy yourselves. Yeah. Have a good week. Goodbye.